Mic testing, 1 2 1 2. How do you do? How do I look? Cute, right? Thanks. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. How are you today? So today's video, I'm basically just gonna talk about betrayal or my experience with betrayal. And to start, I think I want to start with finding the definition of betrayal. That's what I'm looking at right now. Sorry, y'all. I want to explain it and then share an experience I've had with it and how I've been able to basically just resolve betrayal or the wounds of betrayal that I've had and my new perspective on betrayal now. So yeah, that's what I hope to share. Time out. Let me do some reading up kidogo and then we get into it. Hi y'all, I'm back. Well, I needed to just find like a good description or at least find the right words to describe what I understand to be betrayal. And for me, what I understand betrayal to be is just a violation of trust from a person you've kind of cultivated a sense of trust with. What else? How else can I define it? It's just maybe someone going against a belief that you kind of had in them by doing like something contrary to what you guys have agreed to, which again just describes violation of trust or whatever the case may be. And for me, I think it's been a very big thing for me, like betrayal, or at least the wounds of betrayal that I've or had accrued in my life leading up to now. The effects of it kind of like also just shaped a lot of my experiences in different dynamics that involve trust. Mostly, I would say friendship, relationship, I think even with family, but I wouldn't say I've experienced that with family, really. But yeah, I base it on those two things. And I would say for me, I think, again, back to high school. High school did a number on me. What the hell? Like, now that I need to talk to my therapist about it. We need to explore that further. Anywho, I think that was where I kind of like experienced betrayal the most. And moving forward, it really affected how I go about interactions, most especially with female friends, I would say. I think that's where my main struggle has been at. And now as an adult, I'm going back to unpack the wounds and all of those things. I've gained a different perspective or understanding of it, and I think now I look at it very differently, or even when I do experience it, I don't react the way that I normally would, or at least let me say I've not experienced like betrayal recently. Not that I'm calling it, God forbid, I don't want it, I don't need it. Where's the sage? Just not here, boo, not here. Anyways, I think if I was to experience it, God forbid, I think I would handle it very differently now. It's not to say that there wouldn't be hurt in the experience, but I also wouldn't like let it like put me down, or at least shape me in the way that it had before. And so just a little excerpt to like kind of base this video from. So after for those that have watched the Tell Your Story video, I shared this with peers in my class, through which when I shared, it was out of, I think, just wanting safe space to express that. And in turn, what came after was just judgment, criticism, basically condemnation for letting that happen, and which kind of really just affirmed guilt on my part, and that just did a number on me. But anyways, I think I kind of suppressed that feeling back then. Also, just to kind of like still have a sense of people with me, or like feeling like I fit in, or am accepted in these dynamics, which, when I really think about it, kind of just established dogmatism in my life, because woo, that one is another one. It's like I keep discovering new things that I need to, like, oh wow, this one I've just addressed. But anyways, so yeah, I think it kind of really just fed that need for me to be accepted by trying, which was already there, but kind of amplified it by also just leading me to kind of push my feelings away, or suppress how I feel about it. Or at least that's how I kind of like would go about things. Suppress how I feel just so I belong, or I'm not left out, or I'm not cast out, or this or that, which quite frankly kind of just did even worse, or brought about worse things my way. Anyways, fast forward, I think I experienced another form of betrayal, which for me, it was like there's a sense of trust that cultivated in this person, because I think after that experience, it kind of also just broke my belief in trusting people somehow. It was bad, y'all. It was bad. So fast forward, experience betrayal again, and it's like, out of me not having dealt with that in the past, it was all just woof, triggered again, and then there we were. And even with that like recent form of betrayal that I experienced, whatever pain or whatever emotions I think I also suppressed from the one that I experienced before, it's like now it all came out in this one thing. And with how I somewhat opened myself up to trusting this person again, and then seeing them go against something for me that I'd come to believe to be the way of life, if in the way of like showing up for me, when that person did that, or whatever it was that they did, kind of left me feeling like, wow, I've been doing this for you, or this and that, and A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Like, why couldn't you do that for me instead? A, B, C, D, blah, blah, blah. And coming to realize that, again, my own individual experience really had, shaped my way of trusting and cultivating trust, or developing trust. And going back to unpack just the emotions that came from that experience overall, and this witch that kind of triggered it, and being able to unpack all of that and just come to forgiveness finally of the whole experience, kind of helped me understand or look at it very differently, or it just offered me a very different perspective. In the sense that, for me, I think when I shared the experience, I thought it would be received well, and that there would be empathy or understanding, which, again, that was the expectation I had in my head. But in reality, you really can't control how one reacts or responds, especially to something as, big as that. And realizing that, yes, it may have been hurtful, and it was hurtful. It did hurt a lot. But now coming to understand that, again, though it may have been that I needed the support, maybe they weren't even able to give me the support that I needed, or they were not even equipped to give me the support that I needed. And also just coming to accept that, yes, it hurt. Yes, it may have been that they offered opinion. Yes, it may have affirmed some things and led me to go about like life differently, in the sense of, or in just having the ability to trust and realizing that not everyone kind of deserves to know everything about you, I guess. Or there are things that you can be comfortable enough to share with others, and there are things that you will not be comfortable to share with others as well. And I think for me, I've always just been an open book. I'm never really scared to just talk about my two crazies. Like, that's just me. But even with that now, I'm really striving to change that, or at least I would say I have changed that a lot, in the sense of going about interactions differently, friendships, whatever, taking my time to get to know someone before I decide that, okay, I'm just gonna tell you this about myself. And even though I'm here just telling y'all about my life, but this I do because I think I want to help somebody. But anyways, that's besides the point. Coming to understand that everyone receives and responds and reacts to things differently based on whatever beliefs they have structured within themselves to go on about the world, and accepting that that is what was the reaction, or that was what was the response, but also accepting that it was the best that maybe they knew to do, or how to handle the situation. And even though it was not good, even though it still left me hurt or wounded, sorry, bro, like, my allergies have just refused to go away. They've just refused. Like, it's just been a summer of allergies, but never mind. Anyways, realizing that, yes, it hurt me. Yes, it left me wounded. Yes, it shaped so many things that kind of like also led me down a downward spiral out of other traumatic experiences that I had. It kind of like amplified the effects. And now coming to the point of, okay, forgiving it and accepting it as that is what happened, and it's unchangeable, and understanding that now I can make different choices. I can try to, like, exercise discernment in who I feel I can trust with things that are vulnerable and sensitive, or at least establishing that in my tribe. And also just understanding that I can control how one receives or responds, anything at all that I tell them. It's entirely upon their point of relation or their point of view, and that is entirely out of my control. And I need not harbor negative emotions just because one receives it differently from what the expectation was from me. And not that I'm enabling or encouraging, like, want to just stay in a situation where you're being betrayed. No, I don't think you should. I believe you can walk away, You can decide that, yes, you probably hurt me and I forgive you, but still, I don't have to stay around here. I don't have to consider you a person, that I can rely on, or I can pour out into, or have a friendship with, simply because you already exercised that. Maybe you did it intentionally, maybe you did it unintentionally. Depending on what the case may be, if it is that it's one of those things you can have a conversation about and just, tell someone that, hey, I actually felt betrayed by you doing this, and this made me feel this way, and they receive it and they also tell you their perspective, and you kind of like, find resolution in that, wonderful, go ahead and do it. But again, there are those that will just violate you or your sense of trust in them just because. Some people are just abusive like that. In those situations, don't stay. Leave, girl, leave. You don't have to, but this you must. It's really never that serious. Anyways, up to you though. But for me, I think I've come to understand that there may be things that I will experience hurt from that maybe the other person may not even be aware of. And if I just, meet them and tell them, hey, by the way, you doing this left me feeling like this. So, there's better ways to resolve conflict or disagreement or hurt in the form of whatever you may feel was betrayal for you. And if you can forgive it and learn the lesson from it and recover from it, wonderful. Do your thing. And also realizing that trust at all or in anything, also, like, it just starts with you. If you can't trust yourself, if you can't even trust the choices that you make, the way you operate or the things that you do, or you kind of still question your own ability to trust yourself, then there is no way you can establish trust in others or in anyone else. And I also realized I don't think you can live your whole life, saying that you're never going to trust anybody. I don't think that is possible. There will be those that, like, somehow, if you want to cultivate meaningful relationships and friends, trust has to be involved. It's a requirement in any healthy functional relation. And it's not to say that it's impossible. Is it difficult now to find people to trust? Abso-freaking-lutely. It's hard, but it's not that they're not there. And also understanding that, or at least I've come to accept, because I think I've made peace with my reality or my truth so much so that I don't care what anyone else thinks about me and my reality and the way I live my life, such that I'm kind of able to just, lead with vulnerability and be like, oh yeah, this and this and this and this. And I've learned that, or at least I've realized, in the moments where I've led with that, there are those that actually receive it, like, oh my God, wow, you're actually trusting me enough to share this with me? And then they open up to me also. And I think I've formed friendships out of just having that and finding that you can't go about life saying that you will never trust anyone. I just don't believe that. They may not be that many people that you will trust, but you gotta learn how to trust. Again, you gotta teach yourself. And betrayal would take that away from you, because it leaves you feeling like, why did I do this? I should have known. I saw the signs. And there are those things that you will kind of pick up from someone that kind of betrayed you, and you're like, I actually remember this. Why didn't I pick this up? You can't always get it right all the time, but I don't think it's impossible. I don't believe it to be impossible. Not anymore. I believe you can trust again. You can learn how to trust again. And it starts with you. And you trusting you will start with you dealing with you and accepting you and changing the things that you have to change for you. Are you getting the gist? It starts with you. So establishing trust with yourself first will kind of help you navigate life and kind of get a sense of understanding in, I can trust this one with this much. There's this one that I can trust with a little more, and just going on from that. And I don't know, over time, or at least for me, practicing that has kind of like helped me experience just life and relationships and friendships better without the past clouding my ability to be open now, to enjoy life now, to experience life now, without that fear or that like defensiveness. Not to say that you should still not have your guard up. I don't think it hurts to have your guard up. It just helps you be more wary, I think you can have a balanced sense of, you know, like wariness towards others, not to the point where you're just paranoid beyond, you know, control, but you could just be like, okay, let me just examine just a little bit before I decide that I can, you know, and doing that, and just, I don't know, trusting your instincts also, because your intuition will not lie to you. That gut feeling, trust that. Trust that. You better believe it will not lie to you. It will not lie to you at all. And being one that kind of like ignored my intuition at one point and realizing, hey, I can actually rely on this, and exercising it now and seeing, hey, yeah, by the way, my intuition was right. All about this person or about this thing or about that ABCD blah blah blah, you know? So yeah, recovering from betrayal, I would honestly say start with trusting yourself, confront the events and occurrences and experiences that left you feeling betrayed. Be with those emotions, feel through those emotions, sit with it, be like, just let it be, and then express it in whatever form or manner you feel works for you best. I journal a lot. I love to journal, though I feel like lately I've been struggling a lot. Wow, like not struggling, I've just not been journaling enough. But bro, the a lot of conversation that I have with myself, oh my god, too much. So much so that I'm just like, okay, I just had a whole conversation with myself about this. Do I really need to go and journal again? That's me now. But I'm gonna do better. I want to continue journaling on things, because for me, that has helped me get off so much off my chest. And also just getting a better understanding of myself, you know? And again, with the experiences that I had with betrayal, like penning it down on paper and going back and reading it and seeing, okay, this is where I was coming from, this is how I was feeling. Like basically just getting an understanding of what my perspective is and why it is I felt that way, and building a new understanding of it now, or a new perspective of the experience now, and deciding, okay, yes, I experienced this. Yes, this hurt me. What can I learn from this? And how can I go about it differently now? What can I do better to improve my experience, you know? And also, eventually, just trust will kind of help you navigate relationship also. And betrayal kind of feels like a violation of trust, and if you cannot repair that, it kind of does a number on you. Even just when you go into a relationship, can't trust nobody, can't, you know, be safe, can't feel safe. You're just, you know, guarded, which takes away the joy of just experiencing even just maybe a short-term fling. I don't know, just something. Just go out there, teach yourself again. You can do it, you know? But yeah, I feel like I've gone all over the place, but I hope I've landed at home. So now I think I understand betrayal differently, or when it is, or if it is that I ever feel betrayed again, I think I will handle it differently than I did before, and realizing that the triggers, you know, of the hurt that comes with betrayal, and just not acting on them, I feel will help me greatly, and I hope it helps you also. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. I hope I landed the point home. I hope I made sense. And yes, later. Bye.